Welcome back to the ALS series here on IMG Doctor Diaries. This is part 3, the Bradycardia Algorithm. If you haven't seen part 1 on the cardiac arrest algorithm and part 2 on the tachycardia algorithm, check out the ALS playlist. Today, I'm taking you step by step through the exact Resuscitation Council UK guidance, so by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to do in any adult bradycardia scenario. Bradycardia can be life-threatening if missed, and it's something you will see in both hospital wards and emergency settings. Bradycardia means a heart rate slower than normal, generally under 60 beats per minute. It's not always dangerous. For example, in athletes, a slow resting heart rate can be completely normal. But in ALS, we focus on bradycardia when it's symptomatic or causing life-threatening signs, because that's when urgent intervention is needed. We begin by assessing the patient with an A to E approach. I'll make a separate video going into this in detail. Give oxygen if it's appropriate and get IV access early. Attach the patient to continuous monitoring. ECG, blood pressure, oxygen saturation. Record a 12-lead ECG as soon as possible. And always think about reversible causes. For example, electrolyte abnormalities that can be corrected. Next, ask, does this patient have life-threatening signs? That means shock, low BP, cold, clammy, maybe confused, syncope, fainting or near fainting, myocardial ischemia, chest pain, ECG changes, heart failure, breathlessness, pulmonary crackles, fluid overload. If yes, give Atropine 500 micrograms IV immediately. That's half a milligram. And you can repeat every 3 to 5 minutes up to a total maximum of 3 milligrams. If the patient doesn't respond to atropine, interim measures. Isoprenaline infusion at 5 micrograms per minute, adrenaline infusion at 2 to 10 micrograms per minute. Alternative drugs like aminophylline, dopamine, glucagon, or glycopyrrolate, or start transcutaneous pacing. If still unstable after this, arrange transvenous pacing and seek expert help. Now, this is the pathway if there are no adverse features or life-threatening signs, or if the patient has had a satisfactory response to atropine. At this point, you check if they're at risk of asystole. The high-risk features are easy to remember with ARMP. A, recent asystole. R, right block, complete heart block with broad QRS. M, Mobitz type 2 AV block. And P, pauses greater than 3 seconds. If any of these high-risk features are present, seek expert help early and arrange transvenous pacing. While you're waiting, use the same interim interventions we discussed earlier: atropine up to the maximum dose of 3 milligrams, isoprenaline infusion, adrenaline infusion, alternative drugs like aminophylline, dopamine, glucagon, or glycopyrrolate, or transcutaneous pacing. But if the bradycardia has no life-threatening signs and no high-risk features, then you don't need to intervene. You simply continue to observe and monitor the patient closely. That's the adult bradycardia algorithm from the Resuscitation Council UK, explained exactly as in the guideline chart. If you found this helpful, check out parts 1 and 2 in my ALS playlist. And in the next part, we'll break down the A to E assessment, the backbone of every ALS decision. Please drop a like and subscribe to IMG Doctor Diaries. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers.